What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dirty Degens. I am, as always and forever, your degenerate host, Josh. And tonight I've got a banger for you because we have a multitude of reasons why the market is about to absolutely rip. And I'm not saying like we're going to see a nice little 10% bounce or anything like that. I'm telling you, we are going to go nuclear, or as some would say, maybe we might go a little bit bananas. But also, we do have some meme coins that are picking up a lot of steam. And not only that, there are some major meme coins that are getting some serious attention. So I want to dive into all of that and more tonight with you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, drop them in the live chat, and I hope I'll get to them. Let's dive in. Diving in, though, it does look like Bitcoin is finally getting a little bit of a recovery. You know, I streamed on Friday. Bitcoin was down a bit, and I didn't stream over the weekend. And I obviously typically don't stream on Mondays. But luckily, into the end of Sunday, going into Monday, we did get a good, solid recovery, pushing us up over 14K. We've came back down a little bit, but hey, here's what I want to focus in on, right? If we kind of zoom in, let's make these bars a little bit bigger here. Look. We got Bitcoin back above the 50-day moving average. This is bullish. A lot of TA people really pay attention to this, and this is very important overall for Bitcoin. But that's not really what makes Bitcoin bullish right now. And obviously, when we're talking about memes, when we're talking about altcoins and everything like that, you may think, I don't care about Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't matter. It really does matter. Because Bitcoin dictates the path that all of your altcoins and potentially meme coins will walk. Now, if you're talking about a meme coin that's like 100K market cap or 500K market cap or whatever, it will be slightly detached from the market because it's so small. You don't have major investors that are moving money and following market trends or global economic news and things like that, right? So a little bit detached, but have a lot we want to jump into because Bitcoin does decide the way. And I've got like 6 different reasons why you should be fucking bullish. I mean, I'm talking about fucking bullish. We're bullish, boys. We are very bullish. And one reason why we're not maybe all that bullish, let's be honest here, it could cause a negative impact on the market. But let's be honest here. Bitcoin was up over 14K. It's came down a little bit, have a nasty wick there down to 112.6, and it's come back up. The reason why we're getting that wick is because it is almost certain, basically guaranteed, that in 8 hours we get a government shutdown. The government, the US government, is going to shut down. Now, this isn't the first time, and it certainly will not be the last. These government shutdowns have become much more frequent. And actually, the last time we had one, if memory serves right, was in 2021 when we had a monumental crypto boom. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Now, there will be impacts on this government shutdown. If this inevitably happens, like it looks like it will currently, there will be impacts. And some of those impacts, ultimately, for us crypto holders, will be no ETF approvals. Because guess what? The SEC is the government. And if they're not working, they can't approve it. They can't push it through. So we might not see those Solana ETFs and those Chainlink ETFs and Aptos, SWI, whatever other ETFs are in there. Obviously, as meme coin holders, we really want to see that Solana one. That will help all meme coins across the board. But we might see a slowdown on that. And if the government shutdown lasts too long, which they typically don't last weeks upon weeks, but if it did perchance last like a month or something like that, obviously we'll miss key economic data, which will cause an impact on rate cut potential and things like that, right? So like there is a trickle effect, but this will probably be solved in the next few days. Let's be honest. So the worst thing that can happen from a government shutdown is that ETFs are pushed back maybe a couple days, hopefully not longer. But there's actually a lot of really bullish things going on for Bitcoin. You've heard people talking about it, screaming from the rooftops like September is going to be in the green, and that never happens. Well, guys, September is going to be in the freaking green, which rarely happens. I hate to reiterate it, but look, September, it's in the green right now, 5.44%. Last year, it was in the green. It went on to run 10%, then 37%. The year before that was in the green, ran 28%, 8%, 12%. And then it went on into, it did fall down in January. But then if we go all the way back to 2016, September was in the green, then 14%, 5%, 30%. So these green September months, you never have red that follows in Bitcoin's history, basically. So it is very bullish currently that, like I said, in 8 hours, we're going to have Bitcoin closing in the green for September. It may seem moot to you, but it is a big deal overall for Bitcoin and crypto. It's not that just because September is closing green, it's more about the momentum aspect, right? Like if you're talking about meme coins and things like that, momentum, and that's what all of this is about. We're harping on that. Now, we're talking about bullish aspects around the entire crypto space and why things are about to go fucking nuclear, right? That's the moral of the story. Stable coins are an all-time high. An all-time high. Stablecoin market cap is an all-time high. Let's be real. Unless you're a multimillionaire and you just have a ton of cash on the side, are you going to park money in stablecoins for the sake of parking in stablecoins for that 3% interest that you can gain on USDC right now? No, you're not. The reason why you're parking money in stablecoins is to buy the dip, to buy tokens on the market, to inject money into the crypto space, to add value to the total altcoin market cap. There is one reason in crypto why we sit in stablecoins unless we are a billionaire, and that is to enter the market. And currently, there are $297 billion of stablecoins sitting and waiting to enter the market. This is massive. It's there to enter the dip. It's there to buy when hype comes in. And this is huge. That is a lot of money. You have to realize if we go and pull it up, the whole cryptocurrency market cap is like 4 trillion, maybe just under, maybe just over too. Let's see, 3.89 trillion. So just under. But we have, I'm skipping all my shit. We have 10% of that sitting in stable coins currently ready to inject into the market. And actually, this would be included in the stable coin or in the total crypto market cap. So you can go ahead and subtract another 300 billion of that because that's what's going to go in. So this is extremely bullish. I think it's monumental. When it happens, I'm just going to tell you guys, I told you so. That's what this money is going to do. It's going to enter the market. They're not parking it there to just generate 3.5% APY, right? Like they'll go to the bank and get the insurance. You don't get insurance on your stable coins. You know what else you don't get? You don't get Bitcoin search worldwide trending at an all-time low during a bull market. Everybody is so freaked out about global temperature, global market temperature, economic struggles, government shutdowns, money crashing, that they've been panicked, right? When the powers that be make you feel this way, it's because they're trying to distract you. We all know this. We just sometimes lose sight of what we're actually supposed to be looking at. And that is what the entire world is doing right now with Bitcoin and crypto, because we are in the heat of the greatest adoption phase that crypto has ever seen. But retail is sleeping. And you know what happens when retail sleeps? Shit pumps. That's why I always say dips are made to make you get scared and make you forget and make you look away. This is why they do it. We are coming up on one of the hottest market times that we will see. It could be bigger than COVID. It very well could be. We're coming into a market boom, and it's all lining up perfectly. The constellation is saying it right there, and I'm here for it. We're all here for it, but you're front running everybody else. And that's what's important, because right now you have nobody paying attention. This 17 has not been seen in the last 5 years since here in October 18th of 2020. So literally almost 5 years ago has search activity been so low on Bitcoin. And if we change it, let's change it to altcoins. Literally catastrophic lows. Let's just change it to crypto. catastrophic lows. Yeah, we've been here recently, but like we have crumbled. Cryptocurrency for the boomers out there. Currency. You know what? I'm not going to do that because I don't like to. I like to just do the search term, not the topic. All-time lows. And when we're talking about the hottest time period of the entire crypto market, you have public companies and nations buying crypto. Today, Kazakhstan, I know it's not a major economy or anything, they announced that they have a BNB treasury. We're not talking Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything like that. They got a BNB treasury. We also have numerous companies and corporations that are buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, SWI, Solana, Tron even. I mean, it's ridiculous. And this is what everybody is front running. All of these institutional investors, all of these governments, they are qualming the noise for the next major move. A bomb is about to drop. That's what's about to happen. And, you know, a lot of people are saying that the Fed shutdown will actually ruin opportunities at a rate cut. I'm going to tell you, the opportunities for a rate cut in December has actually gone up. You know, shit's looking not great, so they want to cut rates. The data that we're probably going to get is probably going to be just as shitty. So we're going to be cutting rates, boys. Also, whole coiners that are buying Bitcoin. Now, this is a Bitcoin specific metric, and I'm not going to spend a long time on it. But whole coiners that are buying Bitcoins, they are not sending them to exchanges. This is an important metric to look at. Long-term holders that hold a fat bag, you whales, you sharks, those people are not selling their bags. They are buying Bitcoin, they are holding it, and it is an all-time low for coming into exchanges. So extremely bullish. Long-term holders are convicted. They're scooping. They're buying the dip, and they're not selling. It doesn't get more bullish than that. Now, last but not least is, you know, we've talked about this before. We got the M2 money supply, and it was super correlated for months and months and months. And then, you know, we kind of stopped talking about it back in like June, because why would we talk about things that are no longer right? But the point of a fact is that this gap will close. And when it closes, it's going to be fucking legendary. That's what. Now, final thing about Bitcoin, as some of you guys may know, if you're into precious metals, if you're into traditional finance or anything like that, gold is at an all-time high. Day after day, it's hitting an all-time high. How this typically works is you see gold hit an all-time high, money rotates out of gold into more risky assets. What is gold's next best replacement? Obviously, it's Bitcoin, right? And there were, it's loading these ads instead. There was a great chart in here, but I'm going to skip it. Gold's pushing all-time high, and Bitcoin's going to fucking follow. That's what we're talking about. Now, on to meme coins and away from this Bitcoin trash that is ultimately going to dictate the market and our meme coins. That's why I say it's not trash. Honestly, pay attention to Bitcoin, guys. The whole reason why we buy Bitcoins is so that we can build our Bitcoin bag. We buy meme coins, we profit, we take out initials, then we profit more, we take out more, and then we buy Bitcoin. Right? And with what's left, we go into another shitcoin. That's what we do. The goal is, at the end, to be a part of the system that's going to take out the global monetary solution. You are going to replace fiat because you are a dedicated investor that was early. That is why we're buying Bitcoin. That's why we're buying meme coins, so that we can build on our Bitcoin position. Ultimately, that is all that really matters. The whole reason why I do any of this is to accumulate more Bitcoin. But you got to have a meme coin in order to be able to accumulate some more Bitcoin, right? At least if you're a degenerate like me. And there are public traded companies that believe in the way that we walk. The road that we walk, they're here. They'd hold our hand. We can walk hand in hand with these companies. Now we got Dogecoin miner Doge Hash is securing a loan to expand the fleet ahead of acquisition. Now, you read that headline, it actually sucks. Like, it's cool, whatever. They're buying more miners. What you don't realize is that Doge Hash is actually already being bought out. And the person they're securing the loan, quote unquote, from is actually the company that is buying them out. So they're getting a front. They're being front ran, and they're deploying more miners. And supposedly they are going to deploy the absolute best Dogecoin miners that you can get on the entire market. This is bullish for Doge, and this is bullish for memes as a whole. Doge already has an ETP, not a spot ETF, but the ETF is coming. And we're talking about a Dogecoin ETF. Doge does nothing. Speculation, gamble, risk. It's a meme coin. Could go to zero. All the shit that everybody says. You're going to have an ETF that is Dogecoin. You're going to have a public company that buys a meme coin and strengthens their ability to acquire it for a meme coin. Does nothing. Hype, tulip bubble, speculation. Fuck that is what I say. We're here and memes are making noise and they will be paid attention to. And this kind of validation just strengthens the next move for everything. But what's crazy is it's not just people actually doing stuff and actually spending money. There's a lot of speculation, as there always is. But there are analysts right now that say that all of us Dogecoin lovers and meme coin humpers are on to see our next God candle. Now, for those of you that don't know, a God candle is something that looks a little bit like this. Like if you just kind of like you stretch that bad boy out and it's the whole freaking screen. You got a God candle. Now there are charts I could show you one on, but basically a God candle is a big green dildo. And they're saying with the ETF speculation coming, if the government shutdown doesn't happen, and if the Doge ETF comes out on the spot, that we may very well see that God candle. Now, I do actually think that the Doge ETF will not do a God candle. I'm not a believer of that, but the hype is there and people are talking about it. And there is even more hype because right now SHIB has not been doing all that well. But the thing is everybody makes the smart money accumulates, the retail dumps, and who profits? Smart money. The people that had the balls to buy when you didn't. But guess what? You're here, so you do. We're buying. We're making money. This channel has done thousands of X's. I mean, thousands, literally thousands of X's. You're here because you're here to counteract the dumb retail people that don't know what they're doing. That's why you smash up the likes and subscribe to the channel. That is why we're here. But on Coinbase right now, Doge or SHIB whales are vastly destroying the SHIB bears. In the last couple days, they have withdrawn 139 billion tokens worth of $1.5 million from Coinbase as SHIB continues to slip. You know what? This is my vote to never have two things that are extremely similar get extremely high ever again. Doge and SHIB are the same dog, but I can't keep them straight. Damn it. Now, this is mainstream, and I know you guys are bored already. You don't want to hear more about Doge and SHIB and Bitcoin and whatever. But like, there are things that are going on a little bit deeper. That's a little bit more degenerate. That's a little bit more up your field, and is the field that I live in. I take my naps in this field. I shower in this field, and sometimes I'll just go to sleep and let the field take me over. But we have been talking quite a bit lately about the pump fund market, about the creator economy, and you know what? It's been working. They're making noise, and they're making a lot of noise. And I've got a lot to show you about how they're making so much noise. So obviously, lately, I've been supporting a token that's Clash, but there are other tokens that are coming out of Pump Fund and stuff like that that are making just as much noise. I'm not here to hype them up. I'm here to prove the point that this is a movement and something potentially to pay attention to. Bagwork is the one that I told you guys about. It's a couple dudes that are just trying to figure it out. They have no idea what they're doing. They're flying around the world and doing dumb shit. But look, they went to Dodger Stadium and because they're idiots. So he went to jail. Yep, he went to jail. Like he only juked one of them. Come on, these guys are like 60. You could have gotten like 4 of them. And then they went with Bradley Martin, stole his hat, got smacked. That's probably staged, let's be honest. Also, they claimed to leak Drake songs and even got responses from Drake. What did he say? I don't even know who the fuck those kids are. So they're making headlines, but like it's kind of all really stupid. But the point is creator economy kind of taken off. Clash has skyrocketed. You got Bagwork, you've got Kind, you've got these other ones I don't even want to mention. But so much so that ARK Invest is writing articles on X about how the creator economy is going to take over and change everything in the future for how it works. So it's kind of a big deal. You have ARK Invest, a major VC and hedge fund that's starting to lay their chips on Pump Fund. Does that mean they could be the next to buy Clash? Very well could. You know, it's a funny thing because I actually streamed on Friday and I streamed like an hour and a half of the tournament. Not the tournament. I streamed me playing the tournament and just getting utterly destroyed. I fucking suck. I'm not a good Clash player, but I'm terrible. But I'm still going to be there and try to win my money. Damn right. I'm going to try to win. But if we look back here, the 27th was Saturday, actually. But the scandal's late. So yeah, here we go. We are up. That big dip happened like while I was on stream, and we're up over 200%. So Clash is doing really, really well. And actually, just to be here on stream and bring it up, I do have this giveaway going where I drew this stupid ass wedge at $387,000 market cap on X. And I drew it and I posted it in my Telegram, and then I drew it and then I posted it on X, and then it broke out already. But I said Clash from Cryptosaurus is breaking out after coiling for days. Multiple taps of resistance, sell-off scooped quickly on the 20th. Huge tournament coming this Friday. Next move will be violent. Then I followed it up with what? 3 days later, that the wedge was legendary. Celebrate. I want to do something special. On October 5th, I'm going to pull 5 people from the comments that retweet, like, tag 3 friends, show proof of owning 2,500 Clash or StrayDog, and you obviously must subscribe to yours truly. It is for me, after all. By the way, 69 people are currently watching this stream. Nice. Thank you all for tuning in. But that's still going on for another 5 days. So if you haven't gotten the chance to get involved yet, you know what? You freaking better. There's no reason not to. So I just dropped it in the live chat. Go get involved. Have a chance at winning $100 in Solana. I'm giving away $500 in Solana this week just because you made money. That's all. That's literally it. But Clash is doing amazing. Today it ran up and nearly hit $15 million market cap. Things are looking really solid. And what's crazy is it came up today in Discord. Somebody comes in chat and they said, I want to do an $8,000 buy. Will anybody match me? And then they tag George. And what's George say? Yeah, do an $8,000 buy. I'll match you. So we're going to go in here and we're going to look at USD. We're going to put in 7,900 as the minimum, apply. Oh, wow. There's been some big sales since then. But here we can see it 8 hours and 20 minutes ago, 8 hours and 19 minutes ago. You got an $8,000 buy and $8,200 buy. You got the guy that proposed it, and you got George following in. You don't often see streamer tokens actually move like this. I already showed you guys. The first time I brought up Clash, every other streamer's token, they all go to zero. They're all pump and dumps. Everybody is screwing you. You want to know who's not screwing you? Me. And George, but me. I'm not screwing you. I give you guys the opportunity to get in before me, and then I make sure that what I'm saying you should get into has the potential to actually do something and has the team and dev to back it up. So here we are. You have a dev who's also an influencer who's matching buys coming straight out of the Telegram and continues to perform. After it dipped 70%, did George say, I already made my money? No, he doubled down. He kept streaming. He kept pushing it. And here we are back at 12 mil. So this is why you don't give up and why you double it down on something that has serious potential. Now I'm going to totally shift gears because guess what? Solana, you heard enough about it, but Vitalik runs the ETH ecosystem. And everybody watches his wallets. I like to call them pocket watchers. You can flip your pocket inside out and everybody will hold on to that and they'll just follow you around. All they care about is watching Vitalik's bags. And in the last few days here, Vitalik actually dumped some meme coins and everybody's speculating, will it cause the next SHIB run up? So I'm not caring about puppies or ERC20 or whatever. Vitalik dumped 114K of puppies and 14K of ERC20, which is a dumbass name for a meme token, by the way. But this article goes on to talk about what it can mean for them because of what happened with SHIB. Obviously, Vitalik selling SHIB did crazy numbers. But you want to know who actually holds a lot of a token and could have some serious upside, especially if Vitalik is currently looking at offloading some tokens? StrayDog, who I actually tweeted about this morning when they were down here at this wick at 2. I think it was 2.3 or so. I mean, we can go look. Let's see. Let's just exit out of this trash. Then we can come over here. And I did a post earlier. I'm buying the strip on buying the dip on StrayDog. Conviction is unchanged. Only the price has. Packing my StrayDog bags with the pack before we run. 2.3 million. I mean, hey, it's up to 2.8. So that was a bounce spot. You've got to pay attention. You have to know, you have to understand when you start to read the chart and you take out your emotions and you start to understand how it's moving and how the whales are going to think, then you can call bottoms. Then you can call tops. But don't forget, StrayDog actually did send Vitalik 2% of the supply. Excuse me, 2% of the supply. So there is also that chance that a ton, this article could be next time about StrayDog, and it will bring a ton of attention. And guess what typically happens to those tokens after Vitalik sells them? They absolutely rip. They go on a complete tear. And there's more reasons than that to be bullish on StrayDog. I'm still completely bullish. I did DCA today. I did like a $5,000 buy on StrayDog today. So I'm super bullish on StrayDog still. I'm excited to see where it goes. And I think that now that we have Vitalik in the mood to dump some tokens, this could be a nice little spotlight put on StrayDog here soon, right? But I also did want to point out that on Friday, I told you guys, Ticker Bitcoin was bottoming. Ticker Bitcoin was at a buy. It was some of the lowest it's been in a long time. If you come here, it was here. I mean, it doesn't often get down that low, but straight up bounce. It's rallied a solid 45% since then. I hope you guys were able to get in. I hope you guys were able to get into StrayDog, into Clash. If you weren't, you probably are not in my Telegram because that's where I drop all the banging calls before I drop them here. So links in the description of this video. Hop in. Let's chat. Get some alpha. You do you, boo-boo. Other than that, though, guys, that is about all I have. I'm down to chat, have a good old time, hang out, but feel free to throw something in live chat. I'll check it out. Let's do it. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm having a fantastic day. We got StrayDog up. We got Clash up. We got Ticker Bitcoin up. Bags are moving. I am not feared out. I'm loving this market. I'm not going to lie. This market is my life. If there's a government shutdown, is there a positive bounce on some of our coins? Probably not initially. Probably not initially. Now, if TradFi decides to spin it as like, oh, now this points us at a 50-point BP cut, whatever, probably. But no, that's not going to be the case. And I think the government shutdown will be very short-lived. So I don't see like government shutdown happening and market booms. Actually, it'll probably be a panic and you'll probably see a dip. I'm not saying like sell your bags and buy back lower. I'm not saying anything like that. All I would potentially suggest is that if you have conviction plays that if they dip, you're hoping to buy up, set limit orders. Like if you think we might see a 5% wick on Bitcoin or something, set a limit order. If you're happy scooping up 5K of Bitcoin on a 5% dip, set it. You never know. This shit's so finicky. Nobody can call it. If somebody calls it and they nail it bang on, buy a lottery ticket. I'm going to check out chat here, see what's going on. It's a little bit of a slow night, guys. I appreciate you guys all tuning in, but it's a little bit slow. Degenerate activities. Damn right. Degens of the world, unite. Let's go. Alpha incoming. Always, baby. Good evening, Joe's VMAX. What's going on? Happy to see you be able to check in. Sorry, I know it's always so late for you, though. If they stop working, can we stop paying taxes? I mean, can we please? Can I do a future show where I talk about my portfolio plays? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I very well could. But here's the thing. I literally tell you, all I talk about is bags I hold. I don't shill things that I don't hold. Somebody could pay me to talk about something, and I'm not going to do it unless it's something I believe in. So you are getting my portfolio plays as they happen. I'm not hiding anything. Everything I talk about, I buy. That's why, like, with StrayDog, I bought more. With Clash, I've bought more. I bought more over the weekend. I bought more actually on Friday, and I gave it to my brother too. So, like, I'm doing the Lord's work. Let's see, though. What kind of yield can I get on Cadena? Honestly, you're best getting no yield and just selling it all at a loss and buying anything. Anything. I know how to hype. You love it. I'm happy you love it. Let's go. Do I like cookie? I love cookies, bro. Ron Paul, what's going on, my man? My energy is unmatched. Cass is in the house, and Cass knows what's up. Peasants like stray dogs. Got it. Let's see. We're all Josh. We're all degenerates. Watching Vitalik's bag. Bunch of peasants in here. I don't like to call my viewers peasants. I think you guys are all future pre-rich individuals. Hodling stray dog. Smart man. Smart man indeed. But no, guys, things are looking good. I really think that Uptober is going to rip. I think that, you know what? A lot of people have been saying that memes have been performing bad, that we're seeing a bottom. But here's the thing. If you're paying attention at the right place, I haven't felt a bottom in a while. We went from the StrayDog launch into the Clash launch, and we're like a month of 1000x gains. We're going insane, guys. And then we catch these bottoms like we've caught on PopCat, like we've caught on Mog, like we've caught on Ticker Bitcoin. We're not losing. It's that simple. And we will continue to not lose, because guess what? All I'm going to do is continue to give it straight every single night that I'm live here with you, as scheduled, Tuesday through Friday, somewhere between 6 and 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. But you can also hop in my Telegram. The links are in the description of this video. But that is all I do have for you tonight. I appreciate all of you guys coming by. I appreciate you hanging out with me. And I hope you are a future millionaire. If you liked what you saw, throw me a like. If you didn't, smash a subscribe. But I will see you on the next video. Peace.